Welcome friends, Randy Saleh here again, your instructor for personal finance. And in this video I want to give you instructions and tips on how to write, format, and submit your written projects for this course. Friends, the written projects for this course is your grade. This is your learning and how we plan our personal finances. So, as we go here in Unit Lesson 1, we scroll down. Make sure you always scroll down and see every possible thing on the page. But here it is, Project 1. So we're clicking this, and this tells us our due date, which correlates to the grading, to the course organizer. Due Thursday, November 5th. Possible points, 200. Okay. Here's some quick instructions. Everything is going to be answered as a short answer format, but I'm going to give you a lot more than that. In order to access the actual assignment, come down here where it says Project 1, Planning Personal Finances. If this is your first time in Blackboard or my TCC, sometimes it's not the easiest thing to find, but once the little hand comes up on it, it's going to populate right here. Okay? And so here we go. This is our good friend Frank. All right, I have designed this course around a recent college graduate named Frank. He's got his first career job. We are taking Frank from the inception of his first professional job all the way through retirement. Think of it as a giant case study. So you're going to want to read the front here, right in here. He's got a nice new job. He's a computer programming guy, does cool apps for his iPhones, making good money, but he has no idea how to organize his finances. So he has a lot of things coming due. He's got that financial aid department just called him up and said, you need to start making loan payments on that student loan years. So he's got a new car, new clothes. He needs some help. So what we're going to do here is answer every question for Frank. Again, these are short answer format. Okay, now I'll show you through the grading rubric. Real quickly, this is not an English essay. It is not one giant paragraph. I'm going to show you exactly what the formatting should be, and formatting is very important in the business world. So, one, financial planning process. That is going to be your title for your question. There is no need to write anything else out. You just need to understand this is the financial planning process, define and explain the 6 steps. You're going to find these in chapters 1 through 5, and they go in that order. So the first ones are in chapter 1, then it goes chapter 2, then it goes 3, 4, and 5. Okay? So, influence on economic conditions is your second question. Work experience, again, you'll read the question and you'll listen and explain various ways. And again, you're going to find this information in the book. Just rewrite some of that in your own words, okay? Professional networking, budgeting, tax audits, taxes. So you'll have 10 questions to answer. Friends, you do one question a day, you're going to be in perfect shape to turn this in by the due date. Here are your directions. To receive full credit, each answer is in detail. So each question is answered in detail. If I see a 2-sentence answer, or even a 3-sentence, anything 3 sentences or less, it's going to get it. It's a no grade. Again, these are questions, my friends, that you're going to have to answer throughout your personal financial process. So the more you write, the better you have a understanding of how you're going to answer these questions later on in life, or even right now. You're going to number them. You're going to provide the heading. We're not going to copy the question. Okay. We're going to use a Microsoft Word or convert to a PDF file. All right. And let me go ahead now that we have the 10 questions, and every project is very similar. They are worth 200 points. So, you know, they are a big part of your grade. They're basically 30%. So let's have some fun with this. Get creative, and let me show you now how it should be formatted. And then I'm going to show you actually how you'll submit it back. Okay, so here is a very important document that you want to print out. It is your grading rubric guide and example of formatting your projects for BUSI 1307. If you've ever taken another class of mine, and I hope you do in the future, I teach marketing, I teach business principles, I use the same guidelines. Friends, business advisory committees that we were a part of at Tarrant County College and with other colleges that we were a part of, we were very closely connected to the workforce. A number one complaint that they have with all college graduates from across the country are writing skills and communication skills. I just read this again in Fast Company over the weekend. Communication skills. Tech skills are great, but we've got to write and communicate. From emails, the written form, with customers, from everything we do. And so we can utilize and practice that in this course. Here's how we're going to format. We're going to format in business formatting. Forget everything you learned in English, unfortunately. The long, double-spaced essays that basically look like a 12-page paragraph will not be graded in this class. I want you to be able to perform very well in the workforce, and some of you are doing that right now. So let's look at how we can reverse the trend and start with projects for this class, getting people wanting to read our work. So we're going to include a title page. First page is a title page. Title your work, include your name. All right, the next page is your answers, and you're going to use the headings that I've already provided for you. Okay, we'll use bullets for your short paragraph answers. The spacing is 1 to 1.5 spacing. I like to use 1.15 spacing. Okay, in business writing, a paragraph should never exceed 6 sentences. I see too many paragraphs, 10, 12, 15 sentences. No one's going to read that. A venture capitalist wanting to look at your business plan, and they've got to be able to see your ideas very clearly and concisely, and they don't want to have to hunt for anything. So our pages are numbered. All right, our fonts are 11 to 12 point for the body and 14 to 16 for your headings. Do not use 14 to 16 font for your body text. No one wants to read that. It's too big. And don't try to use 20 fonts for your headings. Use the 1-inch margins, up and down, bottom, top, and right and left. So, let me get back there. Grammar and syntax. Yes, I do look at grammar and syntax. They should be written, all these projects, with the utmost professionalism. Grammar, punctuation, and spelling. Each Tarrant County College campus has a writing center, and they've got a good website right now, and I'll have that for you in your Unit 1 lesson and Unit 2 and 3. And it's a quick link. You can send your work, and you got to do it before the deadline. If the writing is a problem, you can have them look at it. Have somebody else proofread your work. Another set of eyes can catch mistakes that you may not see. It's always a good idea. Cite your sources. Okay, this is not a reference class, but cite the textbook. The textbook should be in a works cited page at the end. Okay, you are trying to paraphrase your information. Sometimes students will go on the internet to find their some answers for their questions, and I don't mind that. But if it's a copy and paste, that's not going to work, because these projects do go through Safe Assign, and if it keeps up with a match, that we don't need that. We don't want that. Don't retweet anything in any of your projects for any of your classes. Do the research you need to answer the question. You're going to be in good shape. So here's my rubric. You get to choose your grade. Sometimes students will say, well, why did I get an 80? Well, here's why. That's the grade you chose, and that's perfectly fine, a very respectable grade. Your grade represents the amount of effort you put forth. The minimum for these projects should be 1,200 words. Okay? So 10 questions, the total at least 1,200 words. They've been answered adequately with the proper formatting, grammar, spelling, and syntax. It comes up to 1,200 words, not including the repetition of my question or any references. Grade of an 80. Friends, that's about 100 words a question. Okay? That's maybe 120 words to get 1,200. That's nothing. That's very basic answers right there. If that's what you're up for, then get you an 80. You want an 85? Great. Again, all questions answered adequately with proper formatting and a little extra research in there. 1,700 words. not including repetition of question or references, you've got an 85. Okay, let's keep going. You want a 90? Great. Now you have in-depth research. Great. Good proper formatting, grammar, spelling, and syntax. Yes, I'm a stickler on formatting. I'm going to show you the example here in a second. Minimum word count is 2,200 words, not including repetition of the question or references. There's a 90. 95, again, excellent research, detail, excellent formatting, grammar, spelling, syntax, the minimum word count, and I do a word count on it. And again, I will take out the repetition of the question. If someone puts it in, sometimes I see that. You don't need it in any of your references. 2,600 words. Has a wow factor. It's really, really good. And that's usually a wow factor right there. So you get to choose. So I will always refer back to my grading rubric. When someone says, "Why didn't I get 100?" Friends, let's not try that. Yes, I've given hundreds in the past. Those papers were 4,000 words and above. Some students just really went and answered it like crazy. You do not have to do that. If that's the way you like to do it, that's fantastic. But a 95 is an excellent grade and a very proud grade. All these are very good grades to be proud of. Now, projects with poor formatting, grammar, spelling, syntax, 2 or 3 sentence answers will not be graded. Okay, and they will not be reviewed if it doesn't look like it should, because they're not going to be received in the business world. And so, again, if it's a problem, consult with one of our writing centers before submitting our work. What if it's below 1,200 words? Well, it's going to go into the 70s. Anything under 1,200 is going to be in the C range and below and below. And if the best somebody can do, I don't even like saying this, but I'm going to, because sometimes I get 600-word essays. 600-word papers. It's just questions have not been answered. Don't think you can write 1,200 words on one question and turn it in. Every question that would still be an F. Every question has to be answered. So, if you do one a day, it's not going to be a problem. I can tell when a student does this at the last minute. And, hey, the choice is yours. So you can easily do one question a day, get to 1,200 words, go back and add more research, and then get to your 2,400. That's not a problem either. But choose your grade. There it is. If you have any questions about the grades I give you, I'm going to say go back to your grading rubric and watch this video again. All questions will be answered. Now, the formatting. This is an excellent example of how you should want to format your work. This is from another class that I teach. So, here it is. Title page example. Project 1. Prepared for Randy Saleh. Assistant Professor of Business. Prepared by Carl Spackler. And there's his title. Simple. Always title your work. Don't start writing on the same page of your title. That's not what you would turn in to. That would not be a sales proposal that you would turn in. Now, this is a business class, so daily functions of a manager. Again, this is how it's written. You see the heading, you see the writing, and then anytime we have a new topic or thought, we bullet that, okay? And this was just one question answered, so planning, organizing. Again, you see how easy it is to read. An executive, when they read your work, they can go right to it. They can actually see all the answers they need. Imagine if this was one giant paragraph, nobody would want to read that. And so there we are. And again, now the works cited page would be its own page. I was just trying to save a little bit of time on this. But at least you've got the book and anything else that you use. I hope that gives you a better understanding of the formatting. I've had students who said, I've been in the business world 20 years and I've never had to do this. Well, first of all, I congratulate your career to be in 20 years. That's great. But this is the way we do it in this class, and that's how the grades will be done. So we understand now. We've got, again, let me get that a little bit lower. There's our project. If you will just start on one question a day, you'll be in great shape. Get your rubric out there. This was exactly how I'm going to grade. Now I'm going to show you how to submit it, and we will be all set to go for this class. Okay, so we are now back in the assignment, and here's what it looks like again. Again, there's our due date. How do I submit? Many of you have done this before, so it's nothing new to you, but it's always good to look at. Here's how we submit our assignments. It's just like attaching an email. We browse my computer, okay? We do not do a text submission, never do a text submission. That's not what this class is about. We simply go browse my computer and we find the file. Now here is my file, and I just admit it right in here, just load it up. Now, your file should look like this. It should say your name. So here's my name, Randy Saleh. It could be John Doe. Project 1, Planning Personal Finances. This makes it so much easier for me because I save all your work on my computer and I can always reference it. So please put your name, Project 1, Personal Finances. And then in the end, we click Submit. Boom. Now I literally cannot submit my own assignment to my page because it'll just knock it out. But I don't want to show you anything different. But we hit the submit button, and then up here a green bar appears and says your project was safely submitted on this date, successfully saved. Do not email this to me. I don't accept the emails because emails get lost, especially in the world that we live in today, that we're all working from home, and you're probably getting as many, if not more, emails than I get a day, but it's over 100, and there's simply no way I can say, oh yeah, Randy, I got your assignment. This is the only way to do it, okay? Now, what if you submit the wrong assignment? It happens. Oh my gosh, it's okay. You have unlimited submissions. Now, please don't submit it 20 times. Don't submit it more than 2 or 3 times. I have some students in the past who will submit it 6 times because they got the wrong one. Please don't do that. Just make sure it's yours. Look at it, open it up first, resave it. And if you do, just put a comment. Mr. Saleh, please grade this one. I will always grade the last one. That's how I do it. And sometimes students don't want that, but put it in here. I'm not going to look at all 5 of your submissions. I'm only going to look at the last one. But put it in here. This is my final submissions. Do not look at the other ones. And there we go. A little bit like carpentry, measure twice, cut once. Just make sure that we have everything in there, and we will be good to go. Friends, this is how to write, format, and submit our projects for this course. I am excited for you as you write your projects, and I look forward to your great work. Let's make it a great class.